everyone, it's Vani. Welcome back to another Positivity Voice live stream. I'm so excited to go live with Kayla, Touré to discuss all about what it means to be successful and overcoming the barriers and challenges that we face in life. I started Positivity Voice in 2020, being motivated by the inability to connect with people and really to be able to talk with people from all across the globe and to bring some positivity back into a time where it really wasn't as accessible. So I see that our guest speaker has joined on, so I'm very excited. Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you
Nice to
finally.
meet you. How are you?
I am good. It's a little bit hectic. I'm at home right now. I stay in an apartment, so I'm at home for just today.
Oh,
So I'm all good.
okay, nice. How was your photo shoot?
Oh my goodness. It's so funny that you saw that. It was good. I still have my hair and a little
Yes,
makeup
love
glam since
it.
yesterday. So, yes.
That's awesome. I saw on one of your posts that that was your last kind of photo shoot, so I'm sure that was very bittersweet.
Yeah. No, I mean it was. Hopefully, as an actress, I'll have many more photo shoots. But as a
Yes.
pageant queen, that is my last one as a state title holder. So.
Oh, well, I hope it was amazing and everything you hoped for and more.
Thank
And I'm so
you.
excited to talk with you. And I see that a few people have joined on, so we can go ahead and get started by just having you introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit more about Kayla.
Of course. Well, I just want to say thank you, Bonnie, for having me on this platform. The work that you do is so amazing, and I've admired you for a long time with you and your NAM journey. So
Aw.
thank you for having me as a guest. But hi, everyone. My name is Kayla Touré, and I'm the reigning America's Idol Miss New York. I will be representing the great state of New York at America's Idol Miss this July. I'm so happy to be representing this system that's all about teaching women to set the stage for their life and also empower them at the same time. So I'm just really excited for this platform I'm given right now.
That's awesome. And I'm so excited to talk with you as well. I have watched your pageant journey through Instagram and I watch your vlogs all the time. So I'm very, very happy to finally meet you and get to talk with you. And your bio is incredibly long of a lot of amazing things. So I'd love to first start off by talking about acting, which you brought up earlier. What made you sort of interested in acting? And where are you kind of in your journey of that career?
Yes, I absolutely love acting. For as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be an actor. I grew up watching like Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and with every single female lead, I saw myself in them. But something I also didn't see was women that necessarily looked like me. And I'm not talking about color, but more of size and career goals and just socioeconomic background. So not being able to see a lot of representation on the screen, it actually kind of inspired me to be that representation that I didn't see. So I've been in love with acting ever since, and hopefully one day, as an award-winning actress, I just want to be that representation that I really didn't see and just teach people through my work that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. And sometimes in many industries, there might not be someone that looks like you, and you might have to break through barriers in order to open the door for so many others. So that's something I want to do with my work as an actor.
That's awesome. I love that. I feel like acting is something that it really opens the door to a story and so much. I know, like when you, whether it's off screen or on screen, I mean, in musicals or in movies, you really see a lot of storytelling happening. And I think
Mhm.
that that can be scary for a lot of people when they think about acting and they think about having to step into a new role. And maybe even performing in front of a lot of people. And so, how have you navigated that so far?
Yeah, so I wasn't always someone that was like super energetic and extroverted. It definitely took me time. I was shy like many other pageant girls, but I really just think getting on the pageant stage at the age of 5, it allowed me to get comfortable being in front of judges and an audience. And pageantry was actually one of the other reasons why I wanted to start acting. Being on a stage, it allowed me to feel like, wow, I am capable, I am enough, I'm beautiful. And it's been a journey, with acting, similar to pageantry. You got to coach for it, you got to
Mhm.
practice.
Yep.
Practice makes perfect. So I would definitely say right now in my acting journey, I'm very in process, just trying to learn as much as possible and
Mhm.
just become the best version of Kayla on the screen and off the screen.
That's awesome. I think that it's so cool, and you see always like you see all these shows and things, and you never really know what the person who's acting, their journey or the
Yeah.
struggles that they faced. I mean, I know for me too, growing up, I was also really shy. I would not talk to people, and so I can relate. And I think that pageantry really opens the door for not only opportunities to be confident and grow in yourself, but to explore
Yeah.
these different career paths that you might have not even thought of before. So that's awesome.
Yeah. No, I
Has,
definitely agree.
yes, has there been like a favorite show that you've done so far, or how does that look like for you?
Yeah, so I mean, a goal of mine, hopefully, when I graduate, even now, I want to be a series regular on a TV show. But I've had the
Ooh,
opportunity, yeah, one day, hopefully. I've had the opportunity of doing a lot of commercial work. I recently did a 7-Eleven commercial last year, which
ooh,
was so cool. I mean, I grew up having 7-Eleven, so to be on a set helping represent 7-Eleven was really cool. And yeah, I mean, being in school, I'm learning just a lot about the business and also, like I said before, techniques and ways to just figure out who I am, what I want to do, and the impact and the brand that I want to be able to um, captivate and show. So
that's
yeah,
awesome. Yes. I feel like, knowing your brand and, having that develop over the years, that is something that kind of goes, it's transformative over the course of your life. So it's very normal to be like, I like this, but I don't know what I want to do. That's kind of the stage that I'm at as well. And so I think it just takes time and things will happen right at the right time. And that's also honestly what navigating success too is all about. I know you faced a lot of different things. I remember actually couple years ago your onstage question. I still remember from National American Miss about you talking about your struggles that you faced with facial deformity,
yeah,
and how you overcame that. So could you talk a little bit more about that and how that journey has been?
yeah. And oh my goodness, I can't believe you remember that. It feels so long. That was my first ever on stage question, and I was a little bit
Wow,
nervous,
it was
but
so impactful.
oh, thank you so much, Bonnie. So, for those that didn't watch, if you wanted to go on stage question, I talked about my facial deformation. It's called a venous malformation, little tongue twister, guys. And I was actually diagnosed with it in high school. At the same time, I was diagnosed with alopecia. So, as you guys can probably hear or tell, I was going through a lot. And at least for me at high school, since we're talking about branding, it was a big time where I was trying to figure out who I am, what I wanted, and the goals that I wanted to try to align with my path. So getting injections, trying to grow back my hair while also being told by doctors that you're not going to live past a certain age, I was very, very fearful. And most of all, I didn't really have a lot of confidence in myself. I would not even look at myself in the mirror sometimes. And I actually thought about my career a lot. How am I going to be an actress when I have a facial deformity? But I think I just really told myself a lot of positive affirmations. And most of all, I learned that if I can do it and I can overcome it, maybe I could share my story to help others that are going through something similar or even worse. And that's actually really why I created Kindness with Kayla, my platform, to just help children, especially those with disabilities or conditions, to know that you can do anything you want in life. Yes, there might be obstacles that you might face that other people might not endure, but your disability does not stop the ability from you to achieving your goal.
Wow. Yeah, I think, we got a little glimpse in that question, but a lot more here today. And so I think it takes a lot of, like you said, it takes a lot of strength And you mentioned affirmations too to kind of get through something like that, especially when it's unexpected. It just kind of hits you like, it's not something you can predict or control, and that can be difficult. And so for you, especially you were probably in high school at that time. So for you, was it hard to navigate that being in high school and also facing or the views of people around you? Did that affect you at all?
Yeah, of course. I mean, for my entire life, my hair was always something that I was known for, like Kayla with the big afro, Kayla with the gorgeous curls, so having my hair be a part of my identity and then
Mm.
losing my hair to the point where I used to
Yeah.
have to wear like a scarf over my head at school, it was really impactful. And I mean, I remember I even had friends that would laugh at me. They would say, why do you have that over your hair? And I didn't want to tell them what I was going
Yeah.
through.
Hmm.
But like I said, or something that I believe, what you go through, you grow through. So yeah, I had to hear those people calling me names. I had to hear the laughs and the questions and the conspiracies.
Hmm.
But I did go through it, and now I did grow some of my hair back. My hair is short, but I love my hair just the way it is. So times like that, it really just teaches you that your mindset is what matters most.
Absolutely. Yes, it's definitely in the moment. It definitely it probably seemed like the whole world was going to end. I'm sure. It's hard. I mean, it's hard for others to know what you're going through, or, navigating that is difficult, like you said. So, kudos to you for kind of getting through those struggles and turning it into
Thank
something
you.
that's positive, with Kindness with Kayla. So talk a little bit more about Kindness with Kayla. What does that entail? What is your favorite part of it?
Yeah. I absolutely love Kindness of Kayla. It's an international movement that I made as a result of my struggles, turning it into a success story. And I've had the amazing honor of being able to meet so many children in different states and talk to them. I have something called a Kindness of Kayla webinar and Kindness of Kayla camps where I'm really reaching those children and adults internationally to teach them about disability awareness and what it really means to be a disability, what it really means to have a disability, and also how now you can be an advocate for those with disabilities. And something that I really want to do with this America's I Do Miss title is I want to bring Kindness with Kayla to different schools and also allow it to align with the platform America's I Do Miss gives for setting the stage for life. And I'll be having a Kindness with Kayla little webinar next month. So I'm really excited to just continue to spread that message and help people through it.
That's awesome. Is there like a particular webinar or, visit that you've done that's been particularly impactful to you?
Yeah, I have to say definitely during COVID, I was doing Kindness with Kayla camps. And because before COVID, I was going in person to schools.
Mm.
So COVID made it really hard. I was like, well, how am I going to be able to connect with people when I'm not in person? I thought, well, Zoom is a thing now, and
Mhm.
social media became, I mean, huger than it ever was. So it taught me that my impact can also be through social media, which is when I created the webinars. And I mean, I remember I had people from Nigeria come on my webinar on Zoom, and I just had so many family members that I didn't even kind of know that I hadn't seen in so many years come on and support me. So it was a really good feeling.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think COVID opened up the doors to so much. That's how the Positivity
Yeah.
Voice was actually born as well. And I feel like, it truly is something that is so impactful, just making those connections through social media. But also whenever you can, going in person and getting to have those opportunities, because those are the ones that they will maybe remember, or think back to and be like, that happened before the pandemic, or that was impactful. And I remember during that time too, it was very sudden. It's another unexpected thing that we never could have predicted. So
Yes.
finding a way to kind of succeed from that is something that you really possess. So that is so wonderful. And during your presentations or webinars, how does it look like? What is the kind of point of view that you have?
Yeah. So I am a huge PowerPoint girly, I would say. Love
Yes.
PowerPoints. and I use a lot of PowerPoints to be able to teach people. But on my webinars, there were actually children with disabilities. I actually work with children that have autism, teaching them acting right now.
Oh,
So
awesome. Wow.
yeah, it's really cool. So for at least people with autism, depending on what spectrum you're on, learning looks very different.
Mhm.
So when I was doing these PowerPoints and even up to now, I try to make it different, by doing interactive exercises, by reading, and also, talking about the terms from literal and figurative languages, and what is ableism? What does ableism look like? And how are you able to spread the word of kindness with Kayla and also teach people when you're outside of the kindness with Kayla classroom about disability awareness. So it's different every time, but I try to make it inclusive as possible.
That's wonderful. Acting workshop. That is so cool. I would totally come to your acting workshop as part of that. That's so wonderful that you do that
Thank
because
you.
it also allows them to have an opportunity that maybe they might not be presented with directly. So
Yes.
that is so wonderful. Is there like an exercise or something you guys do? You could teach us like a vocal exercise or something.
Okay, well, it's so funny because like all my clients are different. Like some clients
Mm,
want to learn like on-screen acting, other
yeah,
people want to do voiceovers. But I've been teaching everyone, this is critical, tongue twisters, and you've probably heard of it. It's like
cool.
it's like the basic thing for actors. So it's like red leather, yellow leather, like unique New York, or Peter Piper picked up pickle peppers. So
Hmm.
that's one
Oh my
on one
goodness.
right now.
Yes, those are so hard to do. I mean, the first time you do it, you'll be like, "Oh, this is easy," and then you do them
Right?
again, and they're like, "You can't do it. Like it doesn't happen."
No. Same.
Great.
Literally,
Well,
I mess up all the time.
I know it's hard, but that's a great tip. Even if you're going for like a speech or something, or that's definitely nice to have in your back pocket. Yes, and with Kindness with Kayla, you also published a book as well. Is that sort of it's about your hair, I believe. Could you talk a
Yes.
little bit more about that and where the inspiration for that came from?
Yeah. So I did create a book. It's called I Am Not My Hair, I Am My Soul, and very similar to kind of so Kayla. Sorry, my mom is calling me, guys. It's pretty much just about my journey through having hair loss. It is a children's book where I have little drawings of different girls and boys of different shades and colors that are losing their hair and how they're going through it. And I created the book as a way to help people with alopecia because it's not something that I learned about when I was a kid. And just, allow them to still feel power
Mhm.
in what they're going through. Because I feel like in society, physical appearance, it's so impactful in our society. And, when we think about beauty, a lot of times we think about hair, but we never think about what about those that don't have hair.
Mhm.
So I kind of wanted to just teach people about alopecia, especially kids, because I know it's hard to go through it
Yeah,
and have it.
absolutely. Absolutely. I think I only know like one other person that has alopecia and they don't, they may not talk about it all the time too. So it's definitely new
Mhm.
to obviously people who go through it, but also people who have never heard of it or have met someone who's gone through that. So that's amazing that you're able to take that platform and bring awareness to that to so many.
Aw, thank
Where
you.
can we where can we find your book?
Yes, so hopefully, guys, a little secret.
Okay.
I plan I plan so when I was the Americas when I was the National American Miss Teen, I was selling the book on Amazon. But I have a plan that hopefully as an ex Americas I don't miss. I'm in the works of writing two more books.
Ooh.
So if I have the opportunity, I will be selling them all in like a 3-pack, like a little limited series,
Okay.
hopefully on Amazon.
Mhm.
But we have to see what happens after July. But even if whatever happens after nationals, I am gonna still have it being sold in a 3-pack on Amazon. So watch out, guys.
Well, look for that. I'll already add it to my what is it? Your list, wish list, all those things. I'll add it.
Got you, got you.
I love that. No,
Yes.
it's definitely it's not easy to write a book and to illustrate it, and I'm always curious about the illustrations part. Did you do that yourself, or you had someone kind of illustrate based on your vision?
Yeah, so I'm a stick figure kind of girl. Never really,
Love.
yeah, wasn't really great at art class. I can color though,
Okay.
nicely. Um,
Yes.
so my uncle actually helped me. He draws. He's not like, you know, not like a Picasso, but he does draw, and he actually kind of helped me do like the little drawings. So they're kind of like stick figures, but they're like elegant stick figures, you know?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean sometimes
Yeah.
simpler the better, right? Simpler the better.
Exactly.
And it gets the point across, gets the job done. So
Exactly. Yes.
awesome. No, I always find it unique to see the perspectives that they take. My sister actually writes books, and that's one of the hardest
Nice.
things. Yes, she writes like fiction books. I think she's on the live stream, so hello. um,
Shout out to
but
sister.
it is, yes, and it's like illustrating is always hard, figuring out
Yeah,
what you want to do and how to position it.
literally.
But on top of that, obviously writing it and getting that across is hard as well. So that's amazing
Yeah.
that you have two more books on the way. Very, very excited about that.
Yes. It's exciting.
Yes,
Yes.
and being the America's Ideal Miss New York, what has been kind of so far, what's been your favorite thing that you've been able to do, whether it's with Kindness with Kayla or in any other aspect?
Yeah. I just really love how interconnected the women are at America's Idol Miss, and how Miss Neely, as a national director, is so hands on with the girls. And just being a part of America's Idol Miss, I've been able to just connect with so many girls that are competing and that have competed. So
Mhm.
the sisterhood is so real here, and that's something that I really wanted, my last time competing in pageantry, because I've made so many friends like you, Bonnie, and just so many others, and just the ability to network and to meet girls around the country. So that's been my most favorite thing so far.
That's awesome. I saw your I think it was the workshop vlog. Super fun.
Oh, that's
Love
so
to see it. I hope
oh,
you
that's
vlog
so cool.
nationals. I would love to see your kind of journey through nationals as well.
Yeah, I'll be vlogging. I'll be vlogging.
Yay. That's awesome. I'll be looking forward to that. For you, when it comes to success, whether that's pageantry, whether that's acting, whether that's any aspect of your life, what does that sort of mean to you? And I guess, like, how would you say that that's changed over the years or stayed the same?
Yeah, so for me, success is just breaking down barriers in order to help the next generation.
Okay.
A lot of times, and no matter what industry or in pageantry or just anything, barriers are naturally created. And I want to be the change maker that's able to open the doors for others, whether that's through acting or pageantry. And, you know, growing up, I grew up in an impoverished community, Bedford Stuyvesant to be exact. So I didn't really have any role models, and I was told throughout my entire life that I wouldn't be anything because of where I came from.
Mm,
So not having any role models, you don't really have any motivation to become
yeah,
anything. But trusting myself and teaching myself with positive affirmations that I will be that representation I didn't see, and when given the opportunity to be that representation, I'll allow other people to tell their stories and be other representations. That's something that it just compels me to succeed, because I know that there's so many stories that need to get out there. There's so many voices that
yeah.
need to be heard, and there's so many people like me and you and so many others that aren't given a seat at the table. So I want to create that table and allow as many seats as possible to be there.
That's a beautiful message. And I feel that it's so needed. I mean, there is, I think, a quote that if you don't see it, create it, or something like that. And I
Yes,
think that,
yeah,
yeah, something like that. I think you know what
something
I'm
like that.
talking
Yeah,
about. And I think that that's, a perfect representation of who you are and your journey this far. Being able to take those struggles and turn it into something as an avenue or an opportunity to make a difference and to go out there and find opportunities and make them happen. So thank you so much for being that voice, and for sharing those stories because they really, really need to be heard.
Well, thank you, Vonnie, for this platform. I mean, it's so crazy because I know you're probably like, we didn't know me, but I knew of you for so long, literally.
Aw. Oh my
So
goodness, that's so sweet. I think,
yeah,
Instagram, we feel like we kind of know
yes,
each other kind of through Instagram, and it's always fun. I would love to meet you in person sometime. We'll find, it'll happen. Of course, the pageant network will find its way. But it's
yes,
super cool. Sometimes I go to pageants and I talk to people. I'm like, I follow you on Instagram, and that's how we get the conversation started. So I
yes.
love that, and it really makes a difference to create those connections. And I'm so glad we were able to talk today and to get to know more about you.
Yes, thank you so much, Wait, Vonnie. I guess I have a question for you before this
Yes,
ends.
absolutely.
Are you competing again?
We will see. I was initially, to be honest, I was like, I'm gonna retire with pageants.
Okay.
Like a couple
Yeah.
years ago, I was like that, but the pageant bug always catches on. So,
Yes.
definitely I'll be involved in the pageant community, whether it's watching or supporting or whatever it might be. I don't think it's something I want to say complete bye-bye to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to what's next, and we'll just have to see. I'll figure out the same time you do.
Okay. I'm excited. You got it.
Awesome.
I'm
Yay.
telling you, you're gonna win a national
Oh,
title. You got it.
that's so sweet. Yeah, we'll see what's in the future for both of us.
We'll see.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to ask you one more thing before we kind of hop off. But this is something I sort of ask all of the guest speakers: is what is your overall message for the youth in particular, or what you want to share, whether it's anything we talked about today or not. Just what's your message for the youth?
I guess I just wanna tell children that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Maybe you come from a neighborhood like me that's low income and you don't really have any role models, or maybe you come from a place where you have tons of opportunities, but you still don't feel like you're seen or heard. Create that table for yourself. Build on your dream, no matter how huge or ridiculous your dream sounds. What matters most of all is if you believe in it and just plant that seed of hope and faith in you. And I promise it will happen. Anything is possible. Do not listen to other people, listen to yourself. And yeah, be kind to others also.
Yay, awesome. That is so beautiful and a perfect ending to our live stream today. But
Yay.
thank you so much, Kayla, for joining and sharing your story. It was so, so wonderful to talk with you.
It was so wonderful talking to you
Yay.
too. Bye, guys.
Thank you guys so much for joining. And Kayla, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And everyone else, thank you for joining. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday as well. Bye.